Yo, happy 4th of July. We back in the lab. Today, we got some real good cringe content for you today. I promise you, if this don't make you smile, laugh, and giggle, I don't know what will. TyBuggy did this video on men decentering women. So decentering means removing. That's funny because if you look back, the women had a movement called decentering men. So they literally got this concept from women. Some of this stuff is just these dudes are goofy. They're just some goofy dudes. They're just goofy and lame as hell. And I know you guys hear me say the L word a lot because they are. Like, you couldn't even think of another way to say can't get women and then decentering. Like, anyway, so on here, they're going to talk about be on your purpose and focus on your grind and don't mess around your 20s and all that stuff. Now, this is where I'm going to show you people real fast. In America, we need money to live. That is a fact. We need it to live. There are 7 days in a week, right? Why can't you work 5 days? You can work 20 hours a day, 5 days, right? And then have fun on the weekend. In this video, they don't say that. They also don't talk about why it's important to have balance, moderation, none of these things. Everything is hyper focused on the dollar. And in the end of the video, I'm going to tell you why. Some of y'all already know, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the video because this shit is pure red pill cope.
The more you build yourself, the girls gonna come, but you not gotta worry about women. They'll
tell them anything. Please stop chasing these women like they're not gonna be there later on.
We're not focusing on girls, we're focusing on box.
I remember when I was back in like middle school and high school, certain subjects I really did not care about. Like social studies and science, that just was never really my thing. I was more of like a math guy, and I really liked psychology class. I like stuff like that. But those other classes, I really did not care about. But if there was like a pretty girl or something like that, I'm on time. I'm answering questions.
TyBuggy. This is not a good way to start the video. This is a bad way to start the video. This is a bad way. Why is it a bad way to start the video? It's a bad way to start the video because, brother, you're talking about decentering the women, right? And they just talked about be on your purpose and all that. But then you're talking about, well, I'm only doing this because the woman is in the class. TyBuggy. Why? But why? I'm asking this question because what y'all don't understand, I'm gonna break down right now, is that when they say decentering, they mean remove. But the problem is women are integrated into this society. It's impossible. You can never do it. Your mom is a woman, your sister is a woman, some of your coworkers are going to be women. It's impossible. And then in the world, you're going to run into women that you are attracted to. It's an impossible thing. You are a man. Your body is made to be with a woman. How are you going to turn that off? How? You're going to take a pill or something? When you see a woman, there's something about her, in her, whatever she looks like, right, that makes you want to be with her. You can't get rid of that. TyBuggy, this is not a good way to start the video.
I'm not falling asleep in class. I was the same way with my first job when I was working at McDonald's. If the pretty girl was working the same shift as me, I was on time, clocking in at least 5 minutes early. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready for the day. I'm about to flip these burgers. You know what I mean? Shorty be like, yo, I need 2 double cheeses with some extra bacon. I may mess around, throw an extra patty on there. Like,
please tell me you did you get the cheeks? Please tell me you got the cheeks. Please tell me you got the cheek. Please tell me you succeeded. Doing all that. I hope you got some, bro. I hope you did.
If a girl was involved, if a pretty girl was around, it just made it so much easier. It's like it flowed better. So while this was fun, eventually making women the center of reason for enjoyment had to stop. And a lot of the most successful men realized this the most. But some dudes have never left that mindset, and other guys are finally realizing it. Check this out.
In 10 years, nobody gonna say, oh, how many bitches you fuck? What did you do? Who did you impact? You can tell the stature of a man not by how much money or how much materialistic things he having, how many lives have you positively impact? Keyword positive. Because you impact lives every day. How many lives have you positively impact? How many people have you brought along with you? Because all that golden.
You don't impact women when you date with them. They're not people. You guys, every time you try to sound deep and profound, you sound like a buffoon. You sound like a buffoon. He's talking about legacy, right? And once again, in here, there's no moderation. There's no talking about, oh yeah, you can be impactful, but you can also date. You can also do this because we're all things. I'm gonna get to that later. My bad.
Diamonds and shit, all them hoes cannot go with you when you leave this earth.
Stop focusing on females, bro. It's so much more than what you can focus on. You can focus on your mind, your body, like your health, bro, your religion, your being spiritual, bro. It's so much other things that you can worry on, your business. But too many of y'all want to chase females and then look up 5 to 10 years later and you fucking broke. You have no money.
You know, sometimes I have a...
See, let's go to this brother right fast. Let's make him bigger, right? I think he's in a Tesla or something like that. He mentioned spirituality. He mentioned money. He mentioned body. He mentioned all that stuff. You can't do all that stuff and date. You can't do all that stuff and date. You can't work and date. You gotta be hyper focused on these things because somehow as men we're one-dimensional people. That's what they're telling you. You're one-dimensional. You only can focus on money, spirituality, and you can't focus on interacting with other people because you're a one-trick pony. That's what these niggas are so goofy. They're so goofy.
And look up 5 to 10.
Was talking about women or getting more girls or all your experiences with girls. I see that as a problem. Why is women such at the center of your life to the point where you have nothing else we can talk about? In no way, in no shape.
That's another thing. This is a really bad talking point because I'm 30 plus. I don't know nobody sitting around talking about how many women they have. This is a 15-year-old high school conversation. No, even in the barbershop, we don't talk about that. So once again, you're going to see in the video the amount of copium these dry dick niggas have. They're coping with the fact that they can't get the women they want, and so they're telling you chase other things because they want more dry dick niggas to hang around. It's a weird circle jerk situation, but that's what this is.
Form is this a red pill video where I'm telling men to disrespect women, to not value?
It is definitely red pill, and I'm about to go in on this. I'm about to show
the
you
women that they love, but it's to make you more aware. See, a lot of men surround their purpose around whether or not women will be more attracted to them if they do said thing. And if women turn around and they're not attracted to them because they did that thing, so now they turn around and get mad at the women as if the women owe them something. Fellas, the love that your brain is looking for is the love that you can only give yourself. A lot of these content creators get up on here and they disrespect women, but if you listen to what they say, you can hear how everything they do is surrounded around getting more women, which is just the weirdest thing.
Wow. Now watch this. TyBuggy, I 100% agree with you. This was beautiful, right? Not damn. That's probably a bad sign. That was exactly what I was looking for, right? That was perfect. Now, watch what happens in the clip because TyBuggy doesn't see there. He's about to show the dudes he's talking about. Watch this.
Y'all work out so y'all can get more women.
Watch this.
Get money so you can have more women around. I say you should do these things because it serves your overall purpose that you have told yourself. It should not be to get more women. women are just gonna come along either way. I feel like every man in his head should have a higher version of himself. It's not a version that you have created because you believe this is what women would like out of you. No, it's a version of yourself that you feel like is just you at your best. That is what you should be working towards. That's what you should be focusing on. Whether that's you being in the gym, that has nothing to do with, oh, I want to look more attractive so I can get more women. No, I want to be more stronger. I want to look better so I can be more confident within my body.
Why do you need to look better? Why? Who says so? Listen, this is another thing. People they left out. You can't do any of this stuff without one important thing: self-love. Do you love yourself? These dudes do not. Watch what they talk about. None of it is balanced, moderated. Self-love. It's all about
confidence is not something that's seen, it's something that's felt. I could be in the room with a guy that's cock diesel, and a lot of these dudes are that. They're cock diesel, and then they get in a room and they have no social skills.
That's a fact.
But they assume that, okay, if I get real buff and big, other people would think I'm confident, so they will like me even more. No, I can feel your insecurities, which is why instead of going to the gym for people to look at you and believe you're confident, actually become confident for self. Go to the gym to grow you for you. Make more money in life because of what you want out of life, not because you're going to attract more women. Because that higher version of you is going to require a certain level of discipline on how you deal with women.
How to stop focusing on girls. Now, first things first, bro. You're not focusing on girls. You're focusing on box.
Here comes the copium. Here it comes. So check this out right here. Check this out. This dude says stop focusing on girls. In this video, he's going to talk about all the stereotypical things that attract women. And then at the end, he's going to talk about how men of means in the past had a wife and concubines. So it all comes right back to what? The woman. Watch this. These dudes are so freaking goofy, man.
I'm going to use the word box because TikTok won't let me use the other words.
Okay.
Brother, you're wasting precious time focusing on things that are just not important. Yeah? Imagine you died tomorrow and God showed you a movie of what you could have been if you focused on things that made sense. If you disciplined yourself, if you patterned yourself, you're going to sit there and go, oh, you need to tell me that's who I could have been. If I focused on stuff that mattered, you're going to kick yourself for eternity, my bro, yeah? Secondly, what is so great about a woman's box?
Here comes the code. Is it made of gold? Look at me. You're telling me besides food, water, a place to stay, right? Your body doesn't crave sex. No, it doesn't. So you tell me you got so much discipline. I don't know what his name is. So much discipline. Your body don't crave a woman. If you got that, listen, I don't want what you got. My body craves women. I love women. I have certain types of women I like, curvaceous, long black hair. I like what I like. My body craves women. I can't turn that off, and I don't want to turn it off. I'm a heathen. I am. And listen, if I'm gonna tell you this, my dad is almost 80 years old. He's done everything this man's talking about monetary wise. He has so much money now. He has passive income where he don't need to do anything. He got people waiting on him head and foot. He got someone to wipe his behind. That's how much money my dad has, right? I guarantee you the most important thing to him is his memories. Now, do you want all your memories to be about working and grinding and making money, or having fun, enjoying your life, having balance, working, playing, enjoying your friends, having your hobbies, doing all of it at the same time? I guarantee you, when you get older, all that money stuff don't mean nothing. When your back is messed up, your knees is messed up, all you have is your memories. That's all you have is that. You don't have all this time to be working and doing all this stuff, and then you look up, you're 70, 80 years old, and your life is almost gone. Money is a tool in America. That's it. Y'all making it a god.
Made out of gold? No. Can you rub it and get 3 magic wishes? No.
Maybe.
So why are you so focused and so hungry on box? Let me give you a history lesson, man.
Watch this.
People forget that kings were not chosen by God.
Okay.
They were men that had enough bravery and courage to go after what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And when they took the throne, they put their kids on the throne after them, yeah?
Okay.
And apart from the queen, do you want to know what else the king had? The king had concubines. Okay.
Oh, the king had hoes too. Oh, see how I told y'all it comes right back to women. Everything to talk about, all that working and all that, it comes right back. The end result is what? Woman. So how are you decentering anything if it at the end the common denominator is woman? Just these niggas are goofy.
Okay. Do you know what concubine is? I'll tell you. Concubines are the original side chicks, yeah?
Yeah, really?
In fact, they're the ancestors to the side chicks.
Oh.
And guess what? A concubine, or the concubines, were allowed to live in the palace with the king and his wife. And guess what? The wife shut her mouth and she accepted it. And the concubines shut their mouth and they accepted being side chicks. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because he was the king. So here what?
Okay.
Here's your homework, my brother, yeah?
What's my homework?
And every man has it in them to be a king. I don't care who you are.
We had to be in Middlesex County.
Thank you,
There's no
commercial.
question. There's a lot more value here in Middlesex County, New Jersey. It's just an awesome place to be. Advantages here. You should be here too.
Go to discovermiddlesex.com/thrive today. Middlesex County, New Jersey. Move here, thrive here.
It's super bad.
Introducing Weight Loss by Hims. Personalized prescriptions, including
He's
GLP-1
cooked in
injections
your
and
brain.
oral medication kits designed to help you lose weight
I
so
didn't
you
catch
can
this
gain
commercial.
confidence
I don't
and
know
feel
how I
healthy.
didn't
Plus, get guidance on nutrition, movement, sleep, hydration, and answers
If I
when
see
you
a
need
man
them,
wearing skins, we
100%
blame him.
online.
Straight up and
With
down.
Weight
You
Loss
get
by
blamed.
Hims, you have so much
We
to
gonna
lose
roast
and
you.
even more to gain. GLP-1 injections starting at
You
$165
better
a
not
month.
get no GOE injections.
Get started today at
No,
hims.com.
don't get no started. Take your butt to the gym.
I don't care who you are, yeah?
He's back.
Go out there and become a king, yeah? And these women will come to you. You don't even need to focus on them. So I
They'll
want you
come
to
to
focus
you?
on things that are important, things that make sense. And all these women you're focusing on, all these women you're chasing, they will come to you.
They will come
So
to
just
you.
go out there and become a king. Okay?
Become a king.
Time is too
So take
precious
the kingdom.
to waste it
Right.
chasing that. Okay? Time
Yeah.
is more important than oxygen. Okay? Keep that in mind. So like I always say, stay safe. Stay dangerous.
And you may be thinking to yourself, man, I'm not women-centered. This is not a problem that I have. Well, let me just ask you this. If you go somewhere with the homies, can you just have fun if there's no women around? Like, can y'all just go do some fun?
This is a straw man argument. I don't understand. If you can't play Madden with your homeboy and crack jokes and roast, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you can't play dominoes with your homeboys and crack and take, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you can't you can't shoot hoops with your friends and play. Are you serious? Is this what we talking about? See how this is a straw man argument? See, I could bring up real things that all men we do with our friends, and it has nothing to do with women. Bruh, there's some of us, even myself, I watch anime. I have a Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I watched every single movie 100 times. Nothing to do with women. These people are saying this are making a fake argument out of thin air because no man is sitting there fantasizing and thinking about women all day. No. Right now, what am I doing? I'm on YouTube. There's no women around me. There's no women here. I'm doing this, but tonight there will be women around me. See how I can prioritize doing this and then women, and then tomorrow I got to work. No women. Then the night, Saturday night, women. See how you can do all these different things without having to hyper focus on one. Life is not about women. Life is not about money. Life is not about hobbies. Life is not about the game. Life is about everything at the same time, because the thing about life is it don't stop. So these loser niggas telling you, hey, don't talk to, don't holler at no women. You're gonna turn 40 years old and be single and want to have a family. And I know some of you guys don't want to have family, but I know a lot of us do. A lot of us want to have children. How do you have children? You have to date. You have to date. Now, I'm gonna say his name, and I'm not trying to be mean. Will Smith. Will Smith is successful. Will Smith have money. Do you want to be Will Smith? Do you want to be a brother that has the money and all this stuff, but then is naive enough, right, to get with a woman that clearly is into other things other than you? Is that what you want? Because when you only chase money, you are naive to the world. Just like if you're a Christian and you're into the Bible, you are naive to what happens out in the world because you only know the Bible. You have to be among everything to know everything at the same time. Like I said before, right now I'm doing one thing, later on I'm doing another thing, and later all these different things I'm doing are my purpose because I'm doing them because they're connected to me.
Things, just enjoy being in the company of each other, a break from the real world without thinking about women. Because here's the problem: when you censor women around the type of fun you're about to have, now you go out and you can't even enjoy yourself because you're getting denied all night. But now let's flip it on his head. If you're just
see how he talked about getting denied? This is some loser talk. Sorry, TyBuggy. Sorry. It's loser talk. When a woman and you are talking, there's no denial, right? Y'all are talking, right? So you ask for a number, she's not. I'm not interested. She's not interested. The denial to me means you're selling her something. I didn't sell her nothing. There's nothing to be sold. I am seeing when I'm talking to a woman, is there attraction, a connection, a spark, anything there? If there's nothing there, I didn't lose. She didn't lose. There's nothing. You guys make it seem when you talk to women, if a woman's like, oh, I don't like you or whatever, I don't want, then it's something like you lost something. You took an L. You didn't take no L. In order for you to get a wife, you got to talk to women. Come on, man. This is some goofy stuff.
good time to be around, it is so much easier for you to deal with women. Now, I mean, when you don't center your experience around the women, you become a good time to be around. You become fun to be around.
That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. This is how I know he doesn't go outside, right? If I gotta go, I'm gonna record this and put it on here. When I go to the club, there are men in the club that go out together and just hang out with each other in the club, not talking to girls. Not saying you have to, but what I'm saying is just because you hang out with your brothers and your homies or whatever does not make you fun. It just makes you hang out with your brothers. Being fun means you know how to be in the moment. Means you know how to be carefree, lighthearted, happy, passionate. You niggas lack passion because you are losers, because when you're focused only on money, it takes away the vibe, the happiness of life that you don't get, because when you're focused on one thing, you have to deny yourself other things.
So people will gravitate towards you naturally or not. But either way, you walk away with enjoyment for self. But let's talk about a bigger picture real quick. As a man, one day you probably want to protect and provide for a family, right? Learn how to protect yourself during your singleness. It'll pay off one day for that family that you'll have one day. You may not like the way you handle some situations. You think you get a little bit too outright, too emotional. I want you to pick up this book. It's called The Laws of Human Nature, and learn emotional intelligence so you can understand yourself even better.
I was vibing what you were saying, because I know you a solid dude, but dude, you cannot learn how to be a man through a book. Why, Chris? I'm gonna tell you why. Because being a man is unique to you. So how you become a man is going to be you, your own narrow pathway. All of us is different. Like I told you, Harry Potter. You might not like Harry Potter, right? You might like politics, whatever, right? Our lives as men are all unique and different. And so you can't get who you're going to be through a book. You have to live your life. You have one, accept who you are, love who you are, invest in who you are, believe in who you are, and then push through the no's, the yeses, the whatever, and get to what makes you happy and focus on those things. That's how you become a man. Don't read no book, because no book is going to tell you how to be you.
If all you and your homies do is get drunk on the weekends and try to get girls, I would suggest this. You and your homies do something else. Go.
Bro, that is some college shit, bro. That's college. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Bro, that's not. I'm not. Listen, dude. I don't see grown men doing this. Is some it's college, bro.
Bowling. Go do paintball. Go ride ATVs. Go do racing. Do something competitive with the bros that does not always have to do with women. For the most part, you are training yourself that a man should always be on the hunt for a woman. But here's my thing about the hunt. The hunt is usually you trying to get something that is running. It's even the reason why a lot of men get nervous when talking to women, because that single interaction determines so much for you. Am I attractive? Do I have enough money? Instead of just having a human interaction, it feels more like a test, which is creating too much pressure, which is why you're nervous. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you know your world is not surrounded around women, you wouldn't put so much pressure on your interactions with women, which in return will create a more natural flow of conversation. Isn't that crazy?
Men who are over 30, give one piece of advice to men who are in their 20s. It can
What?
be
What is
about
that?
anything. If I could tell them anything, please stop chasing these women like they're not gonna be there later on.
They're not. That's the absolute truth. The women that you're going to see in your 20s are not going to be the women you see in your 30s. They're going to be completely different women, because when I was in my 20s, I lived in Arkansas. I'm in my 30s, I live in San Diego. So the women in my 20s, I will never see them again because they were in Arkansas and I'm in San Diego. See how that worked? Like, I get what he's trying to say. And it's another thing that men, we have to understand this. With being a man, we are not allowed to be naive. We're not allowed to be slow. We're not allowed to be stupid. And so what they're trying to tell you to do is to be all these different things. If you get rid of chasing women, right, or not pursuing women for your 20s, what's going to happen is you're going to accumulate money, but then you're going to be a Will Smith ass nigga. You're going to be a Russell Wilson ass nigga, where he's a goofball with a woman that plays on him, dictates to him, runs him. You need to have wisdom. How do you get wisdom, Chris? You get wisdom by living your life. You cannot get a book from it. You can't get this from a coach or a teacher. You got to go out there and live your life for yourself. And this is how you become a man. You giving up things in your 20s does not give you things in your 30s. You don't, like, how are you going to get the wisdom? Okay, say yours. Okay, take what he said, right? Okay, this brother right here. Take what he says, right? Okay, take what this man says. Say you get to be 35 and you want a wife. You're ready. You got 5 M's in the account, liquid. You got 10 houses. You have all these different things. How are you going to get a wife now? If you don't know how to date, if you don't know how to vet a woman and see if this woman has the characters of what you want to build a family with, how do you do that if you don't do it in your 20s? Because wisdom comes from doing. Ask this man this question. How do you do it? How do you do it, sir? How? If you're chasing money, right, and getting your money right, and then you become successful, and now you want a wife, how do you get a wife if you don't know how to interact with women to find a right woman that wants to be with you and not your money? Because dudes like him, let's go back to him, he only knows money. See how that works? When all your wisdom comes from money, that's all you know. So that's how you're going to talk to her, with your resources. I do this, I go here, I travel here, this is food I eat. It's now she's loving your lifestyle, which is what your money, and not you. And then that goes back, and then that feeds right into what? The red pill. Because then when she gets with a dude like me for sex and fun, you're going to be in your feelings, because you're like, no, I have the money, I have the resources, I'm paying all the bills. And she's like, yeah, you're paying the bills, but I'm a human being. And as a human being, we have this thing called lust, desire, and wants. And because you don't appeal to that part of who I am as a woman, I'm going to go get it from somewhere else. See how it all works together, people. I'm gonna let this goofy nigga talk a little bit more.
You're not gonna fumble anybody. You're not gonna miss out on anything. I promise you, she's not even the version of herself she's gonna consistently be. And neither are you, for that matter. You're underdeveloped. You don't have any money. You don't have any assets. You don't have any
money, assets, money,
investments. You don't even have your foundation fully fleshed out. So no less than 3 years should be dedicated to pure hustle.
3 years. See what I'm saying? They just telling you to throw away your life. 3 years. Do you know life is not promised to no one? You can wake up and be dead. You can be 3 years, right? And wake up, be a millionaire and have all this stuff. And then you have all these women want to talk to you because they see you got chains and the necklace and all that stuff, but you don't know what to do. You see what I'm saying? They can't help you with that. Right? What happens when you do get the attention, when you do get the women, when you do get the situations, and now you're like, well, what do I have hundreds of women, but I want one, and all of them see they just want dinner. What did I do? This dude is so goofy.
Nose to the ground, tunnel vision, hustling. You ain't worried about nothing else but getting your finances straight, getting your money right. When your money is right, you make better decisions in other parts of your life. When your money is right, you live where you want to, not just where you can afford. When your money is right, you find the value of rest. When your money is right, it affects who you lay down with and who you entertain romantically. Build your physical body up and build healthy habits.
Zion Williams is laying down with OF models. So I believe he would do that if he was a drug dealer too. You know what I'm saying? Like, having discernment, character, understanding of who you are, and self-love comes from living your life. It doesn't come from money.
In your 20s. Do not use your 20s to intentionally make mistakes. That's not what it's for. Your 20s gives you the space to fail faster and correct more efficiently. So if you do make a mistake, you got room to bounce back. Now, do not abuse that blessing, because you may end up in a situation where your 20-year-old mistakes may carry over into your 30s and 40s. But if you take away nothing else from this video, get your money right. Getting your money right in your 20s sets you up for the rest of your days.
You ever wonder why they have that saying where they say that when a man gets in a relationship, he gets a lot more attention from women? It's not because of the other woman all of the time. It's because your energy is different, and energy is felt. A woman can sense.
Yeah, I see people say stuff. They say stuff online that's just not true. The reason why you get more women when you have a woman is it's simple, right? You are interacting with women because you're not thirsty. You are because you already have a woman. But see, what he's not going to say, he said that, but what he's not going to say is a lot of husband niggas are still thirsty. So another reason why women will want to be with you if you have a wife is because you have more resources. And a lot of women, and he's not going to say this either, see husbands as tricks. See, a lot of women use husbands to fund lifestyles. And I can't prove this. This is just my opinion, so I'm going to say it. I think a lot of husbands that are rich, they have side pieces, and those side pieces are OF models. Those side pieces are the women that you see traveling and do all this stuff, because those are the men that can afford to do that. The average single man cannot afford to do all these different things, but a rich husband that doesn't go to the club, that doesn't have a social life, that only works, can afford to trick off on women and be their wallet.
When they have power over how you walk away feeling about yourself, they can smell that neediness. Versus a man that's in a relationship, he gives off more of an energy of being more sure of himself and less needy validation from women. But this is something that you can obtain while you're single. You don't have to be in a relationship to have these type of interactions, because essentially you're still just you. But isn't it funny how when you come off as more sure of yourself and not needy, you get what you want, or you get what's for you.
All that shit gonna come. The more you build yourself, the girl's gonna come. But you do not gotta worry about what. That's what you need to also one thing to know.
Now, what happens when a young man decenters women from his life and he's solely on his purpose? He still respects women, but instead of making women the center of why he does what he does, what happens when he meets a girl and he wants to give them a chance? What happens? Two things happen.
He's not going to be able to talk to her. He's probably going to be awkward as hell. And he's probably going to be bad at kissing, bad at having sex. and the woman's probably going to run from him because he's going to be super, super clingy. Because this is the thing, when you don't get a lot of sex, you become sensitive to women, meaning when a woman is kissing on you, you become addicted to her kisses because, like I said, our body requires their bodies. I don't give what people say. Our bodies are made for their body, right? And so when a woman kisses you, it feels different, right? And so a woman kissing you, right, it's gonna make you, oh my gosh, this is amazing. When a woman clamps down on your manhood, you're like, oh my God, and you're gonna fall in love because you have tender dickitis. When you don't get buns, it makes you sensitive. And if it's super sensitive, as soon as one girl gives you some, you're gonna wife her up and you're gonna be Will Smith.
You'll be more interested in finding the mutual ground instead of trying to sell yourself to her.
Not true.
When you decenter women and you put the focus on yourself,
Not
this
true.
second thing also happens, because part of working on yourself is healing those unhealthy versions of yourself. So
that's also not true. A part of this stuff is running from your problems, right? And I'm in it because he's gonna repeat some nonsense. Listen. Focus on you, meaning focus on your job, focus on your hobbies, focus on your friends, focus on building a lifestyle that you love, and focus on women. Do you see how I said focus on women last? Because everything I said, right, is prioritized in my life, right? Now, when you're doing these things, you do them all at the same time. So you're 24 hours in a day, or 7 days a week. You mean to tell me you can't go outside 2 hours on a Saturday, 2 hours on a Friday? You can't choose one of those days. You got to stay in and you got to be working to the bone. See, I've done this before. This is why I can speak on these type of things. When I first got into my field, I worked every single day, double on the weekend, because I was like, man, I'm gonna get it, because I had just got off of COVID, and so my accounts were like zero. I had like $40 in my account, and so I worked every day for 2 years, right? And then I got to a point where I have almost 6 digits in my account, almost, not there. And I would tell you what happened. I was tired, I was worn down, and I was burnt out. And not because I love what I did, but because what happens is when you accumulate money, right, and you have all these different things, you're missing memories, you're missing life and experiencing people and things like that. And so, yes, I worked hard for 2 years, but guess what? I can't get my 2 years back. Jeff Bezos is the richest person that we know of, right? He can't buy years back. So being rich means nothing in America, because I don't care how rich you are, you can't buy your life back. So have balance, work, play, do your hobbies, play video game, do all of it at the same time. Listen, you can Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, you work, you come home, you work on your side hustle. Saturday from 8 to 10, you go meet with girls, you come back home, you go to sleep. You can do all this stuff. You can do everything. I promise you, because it gets done. But it all comes from self-love. And if you don't love yourself, like if you're a red pill loser and you decenter women, you will be a dry dick nigga, and you won't ever have anything you want, because what's going to happen is you're going to work really hard. You're going to meet women, and the women are going to see you as a bank account and not a man. It's CJ, the content connoisseur. I'm out.